Welcome back to your daily Layla Rose transmission. So, the topic today is why you don't need a savior. This is a topic that I feel, is very important because a lot of people right now are stuck within this subconscious belief that someone, somewhere is going to come in and save them. And there's a lot of theories about why we have this type of programming in our society. Obviously, when you look at movies, especially for little girls, every single story plot of Disney princesses is basically about a princess needing a prince to save her, right? And people are probably like, oh, that's so innocent. Like it wouldn't affect an entire generation. I mean, we can debate on that one, but it seems like it's been something that a lot of women have been struggling with. And also men too in a different way. But all these programmings, we have to understand they come from our childhood. So what's happening now is that a lot of the psyops are basically subconscious inner child 3D programs that are being activated within the root chakra of our society. All right. Now, how to explain it in a simple way? A lot of people have this subconscious belief that they're going to be saved. And so it can show up in a different way, obviously, for everybody. For some people, it could be the Messiah, Jesus, some politicians, having a rich person swooping you in. Like, it could be anything, honestly. And it just shows up in so many unique ways for everybody. And what it does basically at the end of the day, it really paralyzes you from taking the right course of action to remove yourself out of a situation or, to step into your freedom and your sovereignty. And this is something actually I used to struggle with a lot. So I can talk about, on my personal experience, obviously. But because it's subconscious, it's not something like, you don't just wake up every morning and you're like, oh, I cannot wait to be safe today. Like, it doesn't work like that, But it would show up in my actions. It would show up in my language, how I would speak. It would show up in my mindset. I used to have this mindset where I thought I need investors to be successful. That's how businesses work. They need investors, right? And I wouldn't listen to my heart and I wouldn't listen to my spirit guides. I were like, bitch, you don't need anybody. Like you can create an empire, a multi-million-dollar empire on your own without funding. You just connect with source and you just create. And for me, it didn't make sense, right? So I was trying to comprehend it, with my rational mind. And obviously I had also this, subconscious program about being saved. So even with the correct information, I was still going through loops of power imbalances. And so the way I was able to actually remove myself out of this was through subconscious healing. So one of my most powerful tool that I always talk about is subconscious reprogramming at night when our brain is in theta mode. And that's when you're going to put all the affirmations. So before doing that, though, you want to unlearn. You want to deprogram the program, okay? Because that's like putting on like a new program in your mind. But the way you want to deprogram, you want to practice some form of breath work that's about releasing the fear, the shame, the guilt, the anger, especially in the root. These are really powerful. Like when I started doing breath work, not for 10 minutes, not for 20, for an hour each day, each morning, my body would convulse sometimes. I would cry. And I knew from the way I was crying, I was like, that's a release there. I'm letting go of something. Like it's really deep and it's like I was shaking, And while I was going through that really uncomfortable shadow work process, of unlearning this type of fear, I was soothing myself. I would, rub my shoulders, as if, when you want to soothe a baby, right? You just like caress them and you're like, it's okay, but that's what I would do with myself. I would reparent myself. I would mother myself. And so that was part of how I deprogram my program. And then the second part of it is reprogramming. So, and that process, by the way, when you use your subconscious, because if you're doing affirmations just out loud during the day, that's your subconscious mind. That's 5% of your brain power. When you do it at night while you're sleeping, that's 95% of your brain power. See the difference? So you get really quick results. Like within a few weeks, like your reality can change. You can attract the love that you want. You can attract the business that you want. But what's really important as well, while you're doing the new program, right, for your brain, your consciousness, you want to make sure that you're either in solitude or you're surrounded by people who have the same belief, which is usually super rare, right? Let's be honest here. Like if you're friends with people, it's been in a long time, usually they are a projection of your past limiting beliefs. That's how people usually connect together. They have the same beliefs. So it's really important when you're going through that phase, and it usually takes like 21 days. You want to make sure that you spend a lot of time in nature and solitude, especially. It's actually called soul isolation. And that's when your soul really expands and really gets into alignment. And usually when you get out of that isolation, when you start talking to people from your past friends or lovers, they're not going to recognize you, or there's going to be some maybe friction because you guys don't have the same beliefs anymore, especially if you stepped into like the abundance mindset and then you have someone being in fear, like, they're going to call you delusional, right? And so, yeah, these are just examples, but obviously everybody has like a very unique life. But these are tools that really help me. And, meditation is obviously trending right now, but think about it. This is the most powerful tool that we have to really calm our nervous system, especially when we're going through a hard time, we're going through any type of crisis. Like those are the time you have to meditate, because it's easy to meditate on a beach with a mojito in your hand. Like that's the easy shit. Like everybody can do it. But can you meditate when you just lost your job or you're late on your payments? Like, can you meditate through this shit? Can you do breath work every single morning, especially if you hate your job and your life? That's the true spiritual warrior here. That's the, like, if you want to be initiated, that's the true initiation. Yeah. If you have any questions, let me know. Please let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed it, also let me know. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next transmission. Bye.